Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, Pika. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, Pika. What? You don't say? Now? Dude, we're rolling. We just started the show and you should have thought of that. And dude, I mean, I don't know what to do with you sometimes. You give us a second, please. Hold on. We're having a moment here. All right. No, you have to use the bottle like I do. We're on TV. All right. I have to hit mute so they don't hear. Oh, you missed the bottle. It's everywhere. Hi, welcome back to the show. How are you today? We are the Comics Talk, and you are here. It's a Sunday review show, our Sunday magazine show, and about magazines. And it is hot in Boston. It's 90 degrees, and wow, I know. I got the air conditioner cranked up in here. So hot I don't even want to turn on the oven, so I made someone else turn on their oven and got a pizza down the street. Seriously, $25 for a large two-topping pizza? Are you out of your mind? Well, what's going on these days, huh? Oh my goodness! I got some hot chocolate, so I'm gonna reverse engineer do my dessert first. Hello. We have people showing up. Everyone. It's everyone's favorite, Lane Kramer. How you doing, buddy? How's the weather down? How's the weather in Austin today, man? Let me know. Wow, bad timing, Eric. I was listening to Doc talk about Gail Simone's X-Men preview, and I was reading some Blood Hunt, Black Panther #3, where you are looking better than some of the art in Black Panther #3. And then Dwayne Muth's here. Hey, what up? What up? How you doing, buddy? Lane Kramer, I eat a Domino's pizza for $8 last night. Last 2 days. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to have to make this pizza last 3 days now just to justify the expenditure. You know what I mean? It's just like it's hard to get him to properly code things for the expense reports. I know. We don't need paper receipts anymore. I keep telling him that. I can show you my bank statement. I can text that to you, maybe. No. Wow, he's a traditionalist, huh? Good to see everyone. We have Summoner in the chat too, who left us 3 messages about our headline topic, our clickbait. We'll be tackling that at the end of the show for the op-ed. We'll be going over Star Wars fandom again. I love talking about Star Wars. I am a lifelong Star Wars fan. 51 years old. I'll be 52 in November. I was a small child when Star Wars came out on May 25th, 1977. Sure, I was 4 years old and a little too young to remember going to see it that first time. So I was one of those lucky G1 Star Wars kids. Kenner action figures and play sets and vehicle toys were everywhere. I mean, that mobbed my childhood. And my best friends too, and we all got to play Star Wars together and experience this. And Dwayne Muth says, enjoyed Absolute Power 0 and 1. You got a 0 issue? Where did you get a 0? Oh, was that the free comic book day one? Do I have that one? I think I have that one. I think so. I mean, I'm a sucker for 0 issues. I really am. We also have 39 different comic books. Just last week, 39 comic books to review that I read that we're going to talk about. And what's in the bag? Everyone's favorite game. That's right. What's in the bag? Hey, listen, I've recycled this bag at least 5 times now. It's starting to fall apart. This is an additional 10 cents at my local comic book shop, my LCS, where the comic books live. And look, hey, look. It's my pull list. You want to look at my pull list? You want to pull my finger? Oh, it's lightning. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. That's right. And well, let's just get in, so we don't lose it in the chat a little later on. Let's look at Summoner's 3. Nicely worded. I mean, it's Summoner, I'm sorry, you sound a bit like a chat GPT a bit. Are you Grok for real? Or I mean, I've been playing around with Grok as well on Twitter, X. And don't dead name the app or else it's going to get oversensitive and just cancel you on Twitter. It's X. The show. Okay, it's Summoner at 2:28. So from about like almost an hour ago. Reports indicate that Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy commented on the male-dominated fan base, suggesting that their reactions contributed to the perceived failures of some Star Wars projects. Additionally, an unnamed Disney executive reportedly blamed a segment of the audience that has been politicized, equating their perceived messaging in films as a quality issue. Some fans, seeing their concerns are not being adequately addressed, while others believe that the franchise is evolving to include a more homosexual range of characters and stories. Star Wars has always been gay. Dude, Disney Lucas, he's gay. Disney Lucas gay. I mean, EU Legends Lucas, he's heterosexual. He had a wife, a kid, a family, he had a life. Disney Luke Skywalker, on the other hand, he tried to molest his teenage nephew, a boy, walking into his tent in the middle of the night, looking at him with this male gaze, whipping out his phallic lightsaber, endangering the poor tender child to his whims. Yeah, Luke's an incel. Luke's that too. And week before Zero issue sets up the series. I must have missed that. I love Zero issues. I might have that. Sorry, I need a sugar rush. I'm a little bit tired today. Guys, gals, anyone in between in the grand spectrum of humanity here on planet Earth and beyond. I stayed up way too late last night and I drank way too much beer. Wow. I ordered 10 DVDs and Blu-rays off of Amazon. I thank goodness. I looked at my phone. I didn't text anyone. I looked at my Twitter. I behaved mostly. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what my flavor is. You know what to expect. But then I looked at Amazon. I'm like, holy shit. I got 10 movies last night. 80s movies. I love 80s movies on DVD and Blu-ray. What did I get? I'll tell you what I got there. Some of them will show up today. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, be good, be good. Be good, Johnny. Be good, be good, be good. I got Footloose. I got... It's a John Hughes script, but it wasn't directed by John Hughes. And it was one of the lesser-known Brat Pack movies. Hey, what's up? Grand Rising to you, Unsabaner. How are you? Lane Kramer says, I'm doing okay. The main hurricane should be landing west of Austin. Well, please be safe. And everyone send a prayer or send your good chi, like your Genki Dama. Genki, as Gray says, but like a spirit bomb, as Goku does. Send your chi to the Philippines, to West. He's fine. Him and his family are fine. But there was an earthquake, like literally like 40 kilometers away from his house was the epicenter. It's called Morgan Stewart's Coming Home. And it's about a politician's kid who comes home from boarding school. He's a teenager, and he's in D.C. He meets the girl. It's Ducky from Pretty in Pink. Everyone's favorite, John Cryer. You might know him from 2.5 Men, the sitcom on CBS. And it's actually, I like this movie. He likes special effects and horror movies and makeups and stuff like that. So there's a gag running in there too. But he's the hip, quirky teenager, and it's the 80s. I liked it. I thought John Cryer was cool. I got The Breakfast Club. I haven't had a copy of The Breakfast Club literally since I taped it off of my grandparents' HBO way back in the 80s. I had that copy of Breakfast Club had so many miles on it. It's not even, it's not even funny. Lane Kramer says, I am considering picking up a 4K Blu-ray of Mad Max and it has the first 4 movies. I would probably pick up Furiosa later. I did that. I picked up a 4-pack. Really reasonable too. And thank you so much. Yes, praying for the Philippines. I hope everything's okay there. Wes is okay. Yes, you know what I mean. I saw he had videos, with Drew, and they were sharing their opinions of comics of the picks of the week and Batman 150. We'll get to that. We'll talk all about it too. We're gonna talk all about Batman 150. Trust me, I'm gonna get to that. I'm kidding. I'm enthused. I'm full of sugar. Huzzah! So a big old scoop of marshmallow fluff in this thing. Seriously, man. 5 minutes before showtime, I was like, I'm so tired. I don't feel good. No. Jerk face, get yourself some hot cocoa on a 91-degree afternoon. Here in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America, the hub of the multiverse, birthplace of the American Revolution. It's true. Yeah, Lenny Luthor from Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Yes. And he gets weaponized by his uncle, doesn't he? And what else did I get? So I got a copy of The Breakfast Club. I got a copy of Heathers, the 1989 classic Heathers, with Christian Slater, Winona Ryder, Shannon Doherty. Dark comedy. This is a movie that would never get made today because it's about a high school gun violence and about bully culture. But it's this is an 80s movie. I love 80s movies. Remember, between 1980 and 1990, I went from 7 years old to 17. Hello. You can be jealous. All you kids out there, you can be jealous if you want to. I'm just kidding. I like to fool around. Sorry. That's what my ex-wife said. Not fooling around. I got Weird Science. I have not had a copy of Weird Science, John Hughes' Weird Science, since I taped it off of my grandparents' HBO. It might have been on the same blank tape with The Breakfast Club, to be honest with you. Everything you had to record at SLP to preserve. You were a kid. You didn't make money. You know what I mean? What else did I get? I got 16 Candles. That's a problematic movie now. Seriously, Long Duck Dong. All that, you know what I mean? Sleeping under a Chinaman named after a duck's dork. You know what I mean? That you would never get away with that. Oh, now I have place to put my hand. That's Gedi Wanatabe, and he's Japanese, and he's playing a Korean kid who's being mistaken for being Chinese. How holy, deliciously problematic is that today? I love it. And 16 Candles is a great movie. You know, the sounds, the music, the actor. I never memorized this movie. You know what I mean? I got Some Kind of Wonderful, another John Hughes movie, and one of the lesser known ones is that Leah Thompson, Mary Stuart Masterson, and Eric Stoltz, and that's a 1984 movie, I believe. I got License to Drive with Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, but it's also Heather Graham's one of her first big roles. A 1988 movie. This is terrible, but it's funny though, because he's like, here's Corey Haim. He's trying to get his license. He's taking his license test, and the one thing that the inspector is doing, he puts his coffee on the dashboard and say like, okay, drive. If you spill any of this coffee, you fail. It's a terrible movie, but it's an 80s movie. I love it. It's the fashion. It's the music. It's like, I was that age. I am their age. You know what I mean? It's a great nostalgia. What else did I get? And the last one I got is 1982's Private School with Phoebe Cates. TNA sex farce. That's it. These movies were on like this would be on like USA Up All Night after like 11 p.m. You know, and we would stay up and we would watch them. You know what I mean? Hey, Mike Jenkins, how are you? Awesome. Good to see you. Hey there, Fear Monarch. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, people are just like slamming Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hills Cop 4. Lo and behold, hey there, big guy. How you doing, buddy? It's my friend Yul Carter, owner and operator of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. If you need a local comic book shop, you could be your very own mailbox away from having one. His details are in the description of this very show. Contact Yule Carter and set something up with him. That's your business with him. But I'll tell you my business that he's got a stack of comic books all the way over on the other side of the country that he's building for me. And hey, Yule, tell me if you got a copy of last week's Action 1066. They sold out over here. You know what I mean? Geez, he's wicked popular there. That Brainiac Queen. There you go, right there. Contact at fantasticcomics.net. Thank you, Yule. And yeah, Lane Kramer shops for you. We got a couple of Fantastic Comics customers right here, so it's like it's great. Yule got the hookup, and I just want to say, Yule, I watched a little bit of a show of yours from like a year or more ago, like less than 2 years ago. You're doing great. You're looking great. Keep it going, buddy. I mean, seriously. You know what I mean? I have my own thing to worry about here, but damn, you're doing good. You use a visual, you look great. Not saying I'm gay for you or anything, but like I think you're kind of cute. You know what I mean? You gotta tell Jill P. Bill in the other room. You know what I mean? Watch out. Awesome. Let's get to it. Let's get to some comic books. I read a shitload of comic books this week. 39 different books, image books. What I count? You counted these? Pikachu? 10 DC comic books, 15 Marvel comic books, and 14 Image comic books. Not even counting the Dark Horse comic books that are coming out next week that I've already read. Man, he said, "Oh no! You can't talk about those ones until next week's show." He closed that window. But let's share some comic book art with the class. And then after all this, and then after the comics, we'll get into our op-ed. That's an opinion editorial. And we'll talk about Star Wars. And we'll talk about the hubbub, the ongoing hubbub. All the small things, truth cares, truth brings. I'll take one step. You're my best trip. Always, I know you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting, commiserating. Sitting so I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me. All right, enough of that. We don't want to get a copyright strike. I am pitch perfect, It's good to see everyone out there today. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending some of your Sunday with us here at the Comics Talk. Seriously. And we're a big fan of our local comic book shops. I shop at Kamikaze in Davis Square, Somerville, Massachusetts, winner of an Eisner Award a couple of years ago. Chris Evans of Captain America fame did a wonderful kind of like escape room kind of thing there a couple of years ago. It was really fun. Thank you, Mike. My ma says that I got a great face for radio. That's why I do this YouTube thing. This thing of ours. Actually, it was funny. Last week, I was on Wes's Thinking Critical with Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters, and in the green room before the show, it's just me, Jeff, and Wes for a couple of minutes. And I was like, dude, you are on my. I was like, I hope this didn't embarrass Wes. I don't think it did. He doesn't. He doesn't give. Sometimes he doesn't give a shit, and if he does, he just he puts the kibosh in shit pretty quick. He's actually a pretty good leader in directing conversations. But I was like, Jeff, you are on my Mount Rushmore of creators that inspired me to do this. You know what I mean? I love your stuff. And we got along. That was fun hanging out with Jeff Hicks last week. We had a good show yesterday at Thinking Critical. We had I wasn't on the panel, but we had Art T-Bear on. Yeah, Art T-Bear was on, and Dylan was there, and you had Jim from Weird Science. We had Aaron Sparrow. We had Doc and Wes. It was a great show. And we had Art T-Beer again. Art T-Beer is doing Aaron Sparrow is writing the script, I guess, for Art T-Beer's Black and White #3, which is one of his crowdfunders. And yeah, so let's get to it. What we got on the screen here is this is All the Things We Didn't Do Last Night by Maria Lovett. I like being surprised and being satisfied with things. Mika, what did you do with my Apple Watch? What the heck, man? You're always touching my stuff. Oh, it's your stuff. Oh. Siri, please. 43-minute timer. Fire, please. Yeah, so it's like, so you know. Art T-Bear, that's right. And I'm sorry that I'm always clearing my throat. It's like a new thing in my life I have to deal with. This is All the Things We Didn't Do Last Night. It's about a thief and a hitman whose lives cross. And there's 3 chapters in this. It's a nice little 3-act story. You got story and art by Maria Lovett. And she just she recently did this a mini series, and she's drawing it. She's writing it. I like that. I mean, she's doing all the work. Lettering, logo, design. She wrote the story. She inked it. She colored it. You know what I mean? It's great. I like that a lot. And watch out for a little bit of nudity here. No, let's not get busted for nudity. I don't want to like end up like, you know, Shane Davis getting my channel taken away from me. Let's see. And it's about a thief and about a hitman, and their paths cross. And it's actually a kind of cute story. And if you like to take chances on spy romances, it's a lot better than Lifetime Network movies. I'll tell you that much. Of which I watch a shit ton of for research purposes, kinda only. I got a thing for beautiful actresses my own age too. You see some of the actresses, you're like, oh wow, Alexandra Paul from Baywatch. She looks great. This one, that one, the other one. Let's see. Beer Pirate Viking Queen #3 of 3. This is an interesting book. Very much visually like old Vertigo. It's art. This art, man. It's art. It's yeah, you can't read this. That's fine. I mean, you should zoom it down a bit so you can read it. But this is the art, and it's really good. I hope you were able to pick up on it. It was 56 pages. You know, actually, I think only like 40 of them are art and art story. Let's see. Go all the way down to the end. Yeah, like 49 pages. 48 pages of story and art. $4.99. Good stuff. Free Agents #1 by Kurt Busiek, Fabian Nicieza, and Stephen Mooney. This is it's up to, were these pre-existing I didn't read Image Comics much in the early 90s. I know Deathmate. I liked Valiant Comics more than Image Comics, to be honest with you. I didn't read Stormwatch until when I came back in 2001, and I caught up on the Warren Ellis stuff, because what happened in 2001, The Authority, which was spun directly out of Stormwatch. So I kind of, missed all that Image stuff. It wasn't my cup of tea. Like, hey, Savage Dragon. I'm catching up on Savage Dragon now. And it's pretty fucking fun. But it's like, here we have the team, you have this Image team, and it's like this one's set in the past, like back in the 90s, and then it fast forwards to now. And what are they doing now? Well, they all kind of live in the same house together, and like reality. It looks like a reality TV house, and then they all get pulled back into the superhero life. It's all right. It's in issue 1. and you know, take a chance on a comic book. This was really decent for $2.99. Gunslinger Spawn number 33, written by Todd McFarlane and art by Carlos Barbieri, with lettering by Tom Orzechowski. You have no idea what those words mean to me. I'm excited. I'm enthused. I'm full of sugar. One of those THC gummies, too. You know. Tom Orzechowski lettered all of my favorite Copper Age, late Bronze and Copper Age Marvel books, like the X-Men and New Mutants. He was that distinctive look. I love Tom Orzechowski's work. And this is pretty good. This is Gunslinger Spawn. He's the Hell Spawn. He's from the Old West or something. And he's been sucked into the now. And it's pretty easy to follow. And it's hyper violent. It's pretty good. It's easy to get. Yeah, like it's easy to enter this world. I mean, it's he's a spawn. He's on the run. Of course, he's not going to look up for the little camera. He's from the Old West. You don't know what that means, man. You know what I mean? Fear Monarchs tuning in with us here. I got it in my playlist to watch at work. Fire. It was a slow week. It didn't have much to climb over to make it the book of the week for me. Yeah, huh? And you're A-okay, Lane. You really are. We're going to keep you, all right? We're not taking you back to the pet store. You're not going to the pound, all right? We're not. Ma's not. There's a big farm that we take the puppy to. The farmer's kids already love him. Wide open spaces for him to jog around in, man. You can't have a dog in the projects, eat your mom's shoes and shits everywhere. You're a little kid because you don't know how to clean up after dog poop. You know, I take my dog away. It's fine. I mean, that was a kid. I had a Lhasa Apso named Lester, but he literally ate all my mom's shoes. It wasn't fair to the dog because my mom had to work and I was at school, so the dog was at home alone all day long, and just like and you know, Aw, I have pictures of me, and then he's a little black Lhasa Apso. It's good for an asthmatic, you know. Hypoallergenic doll. We got Holy Roller number 7 of 9. This is like, you know, he's weaponized a bowling ball and bowling pins. You get these ridiculous power set. I only started reading this like about 2 issues ago because, you know, I get these treasure chests, these pirate treasure chests full of digital comic books. And I read them. And if they're good, I go back and I buy them. I don't mind spending money on comic books. I like to spend money on comic books. I'm just running out of room, you know. I mean, I have to do something with some of these old comic books, you know. And yeah, this is at least this onomatopoeia looks hand drawn, even if it's digital. It's part of the art. The artist was nice enough to draw that in there. This isn't cut and dragged and dropped, cut and pasted like that grr and that roof is. You can totally tell. That thud, maybe. That bwang is definitely drawn, though. All right. I like, you know, just that blam, that's drawn in there. So you have these, like, these ridiculous kind of, you know, anti-heroes with the, you know, with that. See, blam, that's drawn. I will say, for me so far, of what I read, I liked Absolute Power number 1, of which I give a 4 out of 5 rating, and it was your number 1 this week. That's good. Hey, Lithador, good to see you. How you doing? I didn't read Conan. I don't, well, because I read Conan when it's, you know, it usually is in my treasure chest, and I do read it because I like the art, I like the story. I'm not a reader. I'm not a Conan reader. I got like no interest in Conan, to be honest with you. You know, and but this was okay. You know, it's co-written by Andy Samberg. Is it Andy Samberg? Yeah, Andy Samberg. He's like he's a comedian. Now Rick Remender is also in cahoots with other comedians like Patton Oswalt, I believe. And you got Local Man number 11, one of my favorite comics that I look forward to every time it's out. And you can stick a pin in that. You're going to stick a pin in that. You don't like it. Okay, I am raving about this book. I did not read 1 through 5. I just read number 6 here. This is Public Domain by Chip Zdarsky. And Rachel Stott is the art assistant. So Zdarsky, if you were a fan of sex criminals, you're gonna, if you like the Chronicles of what? the Chronicles of Fardia. Sorry, let's see. I don't know. Holy Roller. Okay. Yeah, Public Domain. So this is like really meta. Okay, meta meaning like, just like it could be the real world. It's not. This is the thing about good satire is you don't know whether it's being like serious or not. That's what makes it satire. I mean, like, whoa, that was really close. That was really scathing. Is he joking? He is joking. Like, I like satire. I think I talk in satire and make satirical jokes, especially when it comes to politics, because I have a very stringent view of like, especially like, what's going on. But you have this creator of an old comic called The Domain, and he's bringing it back, and he's including his kids, his sons. And so it's got this angle of like old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gotta work. Peace out. Good to see you, Yule. Thank you so much. Come back if you can later, man. We still might be going. I tend to go on and on and on. Thank you so much, buddy. And yeah, I'm sure things have changed since you've created the book. I'm not sure we need another story of what power means to a young white guy. But that's who the Domain is. We have the rights to the character. It's what the readers want. The Domain isn't some girl, but why not? If we're doing a story about gaining power, isn't it more interesting to give that power to someone who keeps getting told that they should be empowered than to continually shown that they actually have none? And just like, and it goes on. And then the son is like, he's got 2 sons, and it's a great kind of meta commentary into the publishing industry of what's going on in comic books today and the generational clash between the old school and this illusion of the modern audience. And maybe the joke's going to be that it's just like you made all this effort, you did, you listened to too many other people, and you went so far off the recipe that it's not going to sell. But also, hold on one second. I got to check something out real quick. Sorry about that. I literally had to go check something out in the other room. Wade is a flake on social media, but he does know DC Comics universe. That I agree wholeheartedly with you. But yeah, and so next week, Chip Zdarsky is doing The Domain, this comic book. And so there's the other part of the meta commentary is like, so they're doing the comic book that they want you to, change everything for. I mean, I think it's just it's an interesting view into publishing and into the comic book industry. Yeah, I like this. Radiant Blacks number 29 and 29.5. This is an ongoing story called The Catalyst War. This is by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark. I'm not a reader, but these 2 issues were really good. And to walk into something that you really don't know about. The last issue really confused me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm walking into this thing. But these 2 issues were pretty darn good. And maybe check them out. You giving chances? Rogue Sun number 20 in the Massive Verse. This is okay, yeah. Ryan Parrott, Nick Cotton. And anyone out there reading Rogue Sun? It's okay. I mean, I've never, like I said, I'm not a big fan. Now, I can't show too much of this because of the nudity, especially too because Savage Dragon's wife Maxine, she's like a petite Asian girl, and she's naked here half the time. And the now in the public domain Mickey Mouse parody is chasing her and sexually harassing Savage Dragon's wife. And so she's literally naked in there half the time. She's trying to avoid being violated by the mouse, which in itself is 120% pure allegory. It's great. I would love to be able to show more of this, but let me close the thing and find some art that we can, But also, it's just like when you see close-ups of Maxine Dragon. She very obviously takes care of her nether regions in the Brazilian manner. So it's more of like, you couldn't have given her a landing strip. You know what I mean? She's a grown woman. She looks like unfortunately, maybe it's supposed to be playing into the whole thing of like, anime looking, there's an ongoing argument about anime fans that you're all perverts and Fredos, because you're sexualizing, very young looking, girls. And this is like the guy in the armor here. He ends up being an Alex Jones pastiche, and all of the copy coming out of his mouth in his word balloons is all of these kind of alt-right YouTube talking points. And but I love the art style in this. Eric Larson's drawing this, and it looks so Kirby-esque. It looks so Frank Miller-like. And yeah, Maxine is a sexual kook. That's right. And she's off the hook. I don't know. I don't read Savage Dragon. I've only read Savage Dragon for the past couple of issues. And I'm like, this is kind of my cup of tea. I'm enjoying the heck out of this. It's urbane, it's witty, it's ribald, and I love the art style. I love lampooning superheroes when you do it just right. Eric Larson's got it going on this. Talk about another internet kook. Another, just like you got Mark Waid. Well, freaking Eric Larson too. I mean, I get nothing against him, but I get nothing but love for you, Eric. One Eric to another, Let's see here. Amazing movie. 25th anniversary. Fight Club would not be made today. Wouldn't be. I'm letting everyone know on Twitter that we're live. We are live. Join us. Maybe we'll get some people showing up. Maybe they'll bring beer. I don't need any more beer. Oh gosh, I went to the pub and had wings. I was hungry. And then on the way home, I was like, no, don't get any beer. You're going to drink it all. And I'm like, no, you won't. And I did, because I'm a lush. Have another drink, you lush. Oh, gosh. We're not going to put a pin in this. I bought this because it's on my pull list. This is Scarlet issue 2 of 4 by Kelly Thompson and art by Marco Ferrari. This is not a great book. Look at her earring there. Can you see that? The huge hoop thing there. And I mean, I hope it's a setup to a payoff, that there's something in there. Maybe that's where her, her earrings, that's where her tracking device is, or where her two-way communication thing goes. But it's Scarlet. She is infiltrated. Shanna O'Hara, counter espionage of the G.I. Joe team. And remember, this is a brand new universe, so she's going to have some traditional traits, and then they're going to innovate and put some new stuff in here. And it's, Dwayne, you are consistently funny, my friend. And see, Ben Abernathy's the editor of this. Goodbye, DC Comics. And the art's okay, but this you know, it's weird. It's like she hides a razor blade in her gut. It's like, it's kind of wicked gross. It kind of grossed me out a bit, but you know what I mean? And she's got to fight a whole bunch of ninjas. She's smuggled herself into the Arishikage ninja clan to, you know what I mean? Because this all has to tie in to Energon universe. So there's going to be something to do with Transformers, with Energon as a power source. And, you know, Earth's about to have a technological advance. Once they meet the Transformers and get their head around the use of Energon, stakes are going to change on planet Earth. And it's just like, I don't know. It's Scarlet versus ninjas. And then there's Jinx, who is now Scarlet's college roommate. And if you're getting your coding right, they might be lovers. They might be a little bit more. They might be closer than best friends, which was never part of the story. Scarlet's always been Snake Eyes' squeeze. You know, we haven't seen Snake Eyes yet, but here we've already. There's Storm Shadow, and she's basically auditioning, and that's Hard Master. Yeah, he's a big character, and it wasn't great. And this is the first misstep in the Energon universe, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Scorched, which is part of the Spawn universe, written by John Layman, rather. This is pretty good. It's about a Hellspawn and the action. The Hellspawn, her name's the Scorched, I think. See, I'm not a Spawn reader. In the cartoon, she was kind of like Duke's girl, but in a Real American Hero, in the Larry Hama, she's most definitely Snake Eyes' girl. And this has really good action. The Scorch number 22, and the Scorch 31 rather, has some really good action scenes. Good dialogue. This thing works, and it's a $2.99 comic book. This is Todd McFarlane's Spawn universe. Black Spiders, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Never understood why Transformers never use solar power. Good idea. Because yeah, I mean, like, they could actually put something up into space that could transmit power down, and you wouldn't have to worry about cloudy days or night side. It's true. Once we get the orbital ring and the elevators working, we'll get unlimited solar power. And what else did we read this week? The Walking Dead Deluxe 92. I read this and this is fun. It brought me back. It's just an issue of what they're re-releasing The Walking Dead, a black and white comic book that never missed a month of publication. Seriously, God bless. I loved this book. I gave up on the TV show, like, I think season 3, when they hit Terminus. I mean, Daryl's not a character in the book. I mean, the book's Carl doesn't die. Spoilers, Rick dies at the end, and then it fast forwards 15 years, and it's like, and it's And it's Carl's story, you know. Hey, Juan, how you doing, buddy? Yo, Sully, I was able to pick up my funny books except for Gotham by Gaslight. It comes in on tomorrow. Good. I mean, I hope you like it, The Kryptonian Age. I like the art. It's consistent with what Mike Mignola did, 35 years ago. And I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. It just brings me back to when I really, really enjoyed this. This is when Rick and Michonne meet the guy known as Jesus. And this is when they find out that there are a hell of a lot more people out there than they ever realized. Yeah, I think I do too. I really I like everything about this. Wrong button. Yeah, huh? Walking Dead season 1 and 2 and poof, exactly. I didn't even make it up to Negan. And when Glenn bites, I mean, I heard that Negan offing Glenn is just like right out of the book, just as gruesome. Yes, The Kryptonian Age. Issue 1 just came out. Issue 2 will be out shortly, and no spoilers. I was about to say something. And but see, like Rick's people are held up in the town, and by the end of this, they're like, "Hey, I'm Jesus, and there's a lot of us out here. You want to trade? You got stuff? We need stuff." And then there's The Last Mermaid, number 5 of 6, which is really, really good. These will make great storyboards for a really interesting animated show. You know, she is the last mermaid. She has this battle suit that's full of water, and if she doesn't find new water, she'll die because the water, she's got to replace the water. It's becoming toxic. And her best friend is a little egg toxel named Lottie, and it's anime-ish. See water toxicity, 68%, and when it gets to 100%, she'll die because she'll suffocate. You know what I mean? And she just, you know, but there's it's an atomic wasteland on Earth, and so there's like very, very, very few places to get water. So it's a fight for survival. But look at these onomatopoeia. I mean, these were done by the artist's hand as part of the art. I mean, I just can't stand the cut and paste. When we're going to use Spider-Man Reign number 2, issue number 1, as a great example of what I'm talking about. Because I'm going to blow the page up to about 800%. You're going to see the art pixelate, but you're going to see nothing happen to the sound effects or the lettering because they're digital assets. You know, and also I heard that thing I mentioned last week about, I didn't know that was a thing. I was flipping back and forth between the black and white and line art variant, and then it's 1 in 100 virgin cover variant, and I was noticing just how much stuff the colorist had to put in there in the background, like a skyline and everything that wasn't part of the work, part of Carrie Andrews' initial artwork. And I'm like, and then there's like all this like AI kind of allegations. And that's it for Image Comics this week. And we're going to mosey on to Marvel Comics. I know what happened. Today on Please Refresh My Screen. There we go. Let's start at the top of the list, alphabetically speaking, of course. We've got Annihilation 2099, written by Steve Orlando, with 2 tales featuring Nova 2099 and another, and Dracula Risen, both written by Steve Orlando. And Dracula Risen also has art by Dale Eaglesham, who's a huge, I love Dale Eaglesham. This goes back to when I came back to comics in 2001. He started drawing Green Lantern while when Judd Winnick was on it. I loved his art. It was just so clean, fine, tight on lines, beautiful faces. Just good stuff. It's great storytelling. Almost needs no words. I believe it. I like that. I want to get. I'm not sure about Scarlet number 2. It seems that Kelly Thompson is making her and Jinx lovers. Her and Snake Eyes have always had so much history that I can't see her with everyone else. But you know, there's going to be like the whole argument, well, this is a new universe. You have actual authentic Scarlet over here. Over here. Pika. Put the camera over. Oh, sorry. Drinka. Cecilized Canadian Bear. Put the camera over here. Over here on G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. That's where you're getting Scarlet. The real authentic Scarlet. Who's with Snake Eyes. Who, spoilers, can talk. I didn't know that. Oh gosh, I love the Baroness. Baroness is so hot. I love you, Baroness. Yeah, see? Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Scarlet. You know, and that there's Scarlet. That's our Scarlet. Hey, AL! Welcome. How are you, kiddo? Good to see you. Greetings. Hello from Los Angeles Anime Expo. AL has gone the distance of the entire country to go to the Anime Expo. And what did you say yesterday about an hour and a half to get your son an autograph or something? What was that? I can't hear what you're saying. The music's too loud. That's okay. You can watch the replay later. And Eaglesham is awesome. Thank you. Colorist is more the finish line than the inkers these days. Yeah, they go right over the inker now. I mean, no pun. Sorry. 91 degrees when I tell this bitch, please come and get some of these, and you need TZs. But hello. But it's the last Nova, and so we have a Nova, and it's $20.99. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but all right, here's that Eaglesham art. So I'll go right to the Dracula tale. Now we got some Kirby crackle going on. It's a cosmic tale. We've got let's see. This art looks just like, I love Eaglesham's art, and it's like he's got fine lines still, and just like, but it's been digital kind of. It's been crapped on all digitally. I mean, it looks so flat. It really does. I mean, seriously, let's blow this up to 800%. Yeah, there's a good one. See that? Zot? Let me see. Look, everything's pixelated. Oh, geez. Show the bloody screen, asshole. My goodness. There we go. See how pixelated that is? Pull that up some more. See if I can get that up to 1600. Even like look how pixelated that is. That's the art, because it's a scan. But once we hit some onomatopoeia, then you will see. See that? Look at there's look at that lettering, because the lettering's digital. All right, it's not part of the art, and so it's just it's another layer on top of this. Okay, and the same goes with the onomatopoeia, the sound, the words that are the sound effects. It was really noticeable in Spider-Man Reign 2. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Amazing Spider-Man Annual Number 1, 2024. The Infinity Watch crossover. We've got actual pencils by Ron Lim and inks by Don Ho. And it's okay. I mean, this as as an event goes, it's a lot more fun than Blood Hunt, in my humble opinion. I got this blown up to 1,600%. I want to find some onomatopoeia. Oh, there we go. See how pixelated everything looks? Except for the sound effects. It gets a little pixelated here at 1,600%. Of course. We've got Black Panther Blood Hunt number 3 of 3. Yeah, these useless tie-ins, you know, I don't know. Just this, it just wasn't. I don't know. Is anyone out there liking this? Yes, Dale was excellent on John's JSA 10 plus years ago. Well, hello there, Sentai Ranger Donnie. Sidetrack raid. Thank you so many. Oh, wow. A raid? Phil the Kill. Hello. How are you? An actual raid coming to see us? An hour and a half to see CD Wag and Iron Mouse. These are VTubers. Oh, you're a good mom. Awesome. And the charm of buying original artwork back in the day was it had word balloons and sound effects. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, and this is just... and this is how Black Panther cures himself of vampirism by getting some, green herb. It's like straight out of Resident Evil 1. That was a good book. Spidey teaching a would-be criminal to use his powers because he has a responsibility because he has a responsibility to use his powers to help people. Yeah, and I didn't mind that book one bit. I didn't mind the last one either. Ah. I didn't properly warm up because Pika was like really being a jerk before the show. And I usually go like, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, do. Do that a couple of times. The wily waiter with the walrus with waxed lips. Do that a couple of times. We got Blood Hunters number 3. Again, like, I'm really sorry if you're a completist and you're buying this stuff. Let's see. Eric Larson and Walter Simonson still have lettering on their boards. Nice. And yeah, there's a vampire cow in the second book here. Yeah. Well, it's about vampires, so you can have a vampire cow, right? Yeah. Bloody awful. Oh, I said it. Deadpool number 4 by Cody Ziegler. It's not bad. It's a lot. There's a daughter training montage, like out of an 80s movie. Deadpool's daughter comes to stay with him, and she's inherited the old man's healing factor and gift for picking up kung fu really quick. So she's training with Taskmaster, and then it turns into a mission, and it's okay. It's I don't mind this book one bit. I'm not minding Cody Ziegler that much, to be honest with you. Doctor Strange, 17, Blood Hunt tie-in. This happens between Blood Hunts 4 and 5. So this is how Steven gets his body back. How his body got cured of vampirism, no clue. Jed McKay's writing this. I do like the Pascal Ferry artwork. That's for me the best part of what's been going on with Doctor Strange in this run is the Ferry artwork. And my friend Jim August of Weird Science Comics had a field day with the dog, the Basset Hound. That's his name. His name is Bats, and he is Stephen Strange's dog, his Basset Hound. And he's a ghost. He's passed. And so Bats summons the ghost dog, the dog god. And then the dog god empowers Bats. But I love this scene right here. Bats, you are a good boy. That is heartwarming to me because he is such a good boy. So are you, Pika? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I love you. Aw. I know, huh? When did this become the tick with the man-eating cow? Spoon! That's right. And there's Stephen Strange's body. That's it's been possessed by his brother Victor Strange, who is also a vampire, and he's a dead vampire because he's a ghost. But I kind of like the little trick in the background here because you can't see the vampire in the mirror. Ain't that cool? I like that. And here comes Bats to save Stephen's body, because his soul is fine on the astral plane. And Baron Mordo's there, and he's like, he helps out because he does the whole thing like, you know, if there's any one person that's going to kill Stephen Strange, it's going to be me. Yeah, Blood Hunt 1 through 4 are sparse, but it does look great with the Pepe Larraz's work. I mean, I'm with you there. It's the only reason why I'm buying it. The Life of Wolverine #1. At least it's written by Jim Zub. This is printed up webtoons. This was the Marvel Infinite, the website content, and it's been printed up for you. Yeah. And Jordan White, C.B. Cebulski. But it's just like a reminder of Wolverine's history. That's all it is. We go through origins. We go to Hulk 180 and 181. We go through it's the complete history of Wolverine. If you need that, and some people do. I mean, hey, Nuke, how you doing? Good to see you. Nuke, I've only watched segments. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't want to give Disney Plus what they're looking for. Even if I had a pirate account, someone else's account, and someone's password, to be watching that, I'd still be giving Disney Plus what they crave the most: watchable hours, metrics, clicks, stuff like that. Like YouTube creators, that stuff's gold to us. Same thing with the big companies, the big streamers, and I don't want to play their game. The only way to win is not to play the game at all. But I've watched I've been 110% spoiled. I've watched all the capsules. It's so interesting. You watch 3 hours worth of content about a 32-minute show. You should have just watched the show in the first place and just come to your own conclusion. But like I said, I don't have Disney Plus, and I do not want to give them what they crave the most: metrics. I have not watched it at all. I will say that episode 5 with the lightsaber fights, I don't know what everyone was so sore about. That looked pretty tight. I mean, and I love Manny Jacinto. I loved him when he was on The Good Place. He was so cool. Hey, James, good to see you, man. How are you? And if anyone in the Boston area is interested, we're having a mini meetup on Tuesday morning. Me, myself, Thomas Gilkey, the Gilkinator, maybe Snacks and Friends, maybe The Means of Destruction, and maybe Marcus. We're going to be meeting at Charlie's Sandwich Shop on Columbus Street in the Back Bay, 10 a.m. Tuesday. Come and join us. And I have, yeah. And I've also watched Paul Chato talk about it. I've watched Gary of Nerdrotic talk about it. I've watched Critical Drinker talk about it. I've watched Neon and Geeky Sparkles talk about it. Seriously. And then I'm just I've watched a ton of it. But each one, they do reveal certain things that the other ones don't. So it's like I have a pretty comprehensive grasp on the story, you know, and it looks like Daphne Keane did a good job as Jackie because she can actually act. Jim, who plays Saul, he's from Korea. He's from Squid Game. He learned English just for this role. He is doing a really good job as well because he can act. And also Manny Jacinto as Kamir, the Stranger, our secret Sith Lord. And he eats up the screen. I like him. He's got charisma. And because like I said, he's got chops. He was so good as like the comic noodle. I call it like Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. That was, you know, a Danny Mendoza in The Good Place. And it was so funny. I loved him. And he's got a physicality. And yeah, I feel like I do. Me too. Exactly. And Jackie was a wasted character. You say that again. She was just a child. You brought her. That's pretty heavy. I may be done with The Acolyte after 5 episodes, and I'm so ready. A lot of people are. The guy who is Kamir is the best part of the show. Yeah, that's Manny Jacinto. He was in The Good Place. He has a lot of presence, even if given crappy dialogue. Yeah, he's got physicality, and he smolders, and he's got a great body, dude. He looks great, man. I'm jealous. Don't be jealous. You got to go and earn that yourself. More hyped about Disney Plus's original movie, Descendants: The Rise of the Red. Interesting. Cool. What else do we have? Miles Morales Spider-Man number 22 by Cody Ziegler. And this is a Blood Hunt tie-in. And so, you know, Miles is a vampire. But for as a tie-in goes, this is one of the stronger ones. Seriously. This is Reimer, the vampire, you know, and he's a vampire, and it's an interesting team up. You know, I really don't like you, kid. And Miles is not giving up hope and trying to get what's her name? Is it Fastlane or oh man, I forget her name. Hightail. That's hot. Yeah. She's like a super fast Dominicana. And so Miles is half Puerto Rican. So it's like they have this back and forth going on because the two cultures do. And she was a bad guy. She was vampirized by Reimer. And now she was saved by Miles. So she's got this grudge against him. Like she was going to kill him as a bad guy. And now like they have to team up. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I did not read Conan this week. I did not. I'm not a Conan reader. I'm a Conan appreciator. I love what Jim Zub is doing on the book. He's doing good stuff. Here we go. Lane Kramer says, well, she was just meant to show Kamir is smarter than your average lightsaber wielder. He knows in Disney timeline you got a triple stab to confirm death. Yeah. And also, was the whole reveal of Master Vernestra's lightsaber whip. But then also you see that Kamir has whip marks on his back. Is Vernestra actually a Sith Lord? Was Kamir perhaps formerly Vernestra's Padawan? Got 2 more episodes. We'll find out. It's by the end of next week. And then we can put this Acolyte nonsense to bed. Let's see. What else? Spider-Man Reign. Here we go. Spider-Man Reign 2, number 1 by Carrie Andrews. I'm going to blow this up to 800%. And we're going to look at some art. So it's like, see like the backgrounds there? Like Carrie Andrews apparently did not draw any of that. He drew like all the foreground stuff. Because we looked at the line art variant last week. See how unpixelated. Can you tell the pixelation behind there? It's a little grainy. The lettering is not, because, like I keep saying, it's a different layer. And so are the onomatopoeia. It is so disjointed. It is so incongruent with Carrie Andrews' art style. I wish I wish he just drew his own sound effects. Seriously. I mean, look at that. I mean, just, it sticks out like, I see it sticks out like a sore thumb. And this is a 3-issue story. So it's a 3-act story. And this is only Act 1. So I'm going to be fair to it. I'm going to be kind to it. And I'm going to wait until all 3 are out. And then I'll have a final thing to say about it. Because it could get better. It might be good. It's Spider-Man. It's very much like Frank Miller's Daredevil. I mean, Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, but also like Frank Miller's Ronin 1 as well visually. This book for Rain is very confusing. Yeah, I agree. The man who knows with all the stuff. Acolyte is not going to get the Hot Toys figures. That much I'm sure. I believe you. Well, you never know. I mean, Khmer, I don't mind his design one bit. I mean, the helmet, the Cortosis helmet, his lightsaber, you know what I mean? His, you know, I think he's got, I like his design. I really do. I don't mind that character one bit. I mean, chances are this show is probably a lot better than what people are like, you know, because people just like to poo-poo on stuff. I mean, I love our side of the aisle. I love what we do. We're also sticking up for our beloved Star Wars. I mean, it's just been, we're going to talk more about it at the end of the show. Trust me, I got some things to say. I really do. We got Star Wars: The High Republic, issue 9. Now this is my least. I've been seeing. It says on the cover, a century before the Acolyte. All right, and hey, we have a nice timeline here. Unfortunately, it still, of course, includes the rise of the First Order. Phil not, but Laura Braga is doing the art on this, and she's just stepping in for this one issue, and it's just like it takes me right out of this because it's not that good, the art, and I feel like the art helped elevate this mediocre story to satisfactory, and I'm not getting that here. Yet I will say that this Phase 3 High Republic, this Volume 3 of High Republic, it's very Star Warsy, and it's been actually I'm reading all the Star Wars books, and it's got to be the strongest Star Wars book right now out of all of them, I think. Fear Monarch, like I said on Jim's channel, I'm not interested, but I'll buy the trade to put next to my Rain 1 hardcover. That's nice. Then we also had brand new number 1, Star Wars Inquisitors. And written by Rodney Barnes. Art by Ramon Rosanas. Weapons of the Emperor sent out into the galaxy after Order 66 to track down and kill any Jedi who remained. The ruthless Inquisitors are among the most skilled and deadly threats to those who serve the light side of the Force. But there is an elusive knight named Tensu Run who is on Darth Vader's most wanted list. One of the more annoying things in modern Star Wars Marvel comic books here, besides Pablo Hidalgo, Matt Martin here, it's got to be Darth Vader's voice bubbles. We got 2 TIE Reavers here, and we got the Inquisitor shuttle. And they're going from planet to planet. Look, now these are from, those are TIE Reavers. They're like the SUV of TIE fighters. You know what I mean? They're troop carriers. And also they can be loaded up with lots of good weapons for Star Wars squadrons. I know that much, you know, radar busters and everything. It's a good support ship. I love flying it. If you ever play Star Wars Squadrons, I love that. I played the shit out of that game. One thing I didn't like about this book right off the bat was that what year does this happen? I don't know. I need some expository shit. You could have said like we're celebrating. Hey, it's the 5th Empire Day. That would be good because that would mean Luke and Leia are 5 years old wherever they are. On Tatooine and Alderaan. And that would be where you would place it, like so it's happened 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. None of that here. No, I feel lost. I don't know where this puts it, but I honestly hate Darth Vader's word balloons. They're black with white text. Now, once again, I'm serious about this because these are paper stories, and the people that produce this do everything on backlit displays. So it's a little like, they're cute as a convention, but they're easier to read on a backlit screen, on a tablet or on a monitor display. You know what I did catch up on reading? That the knocking out of the park, The Sickness, going to be a long hiatus for that return. Right. Actually, I talked to the to Lonnie Nadler on Twitter. He's the writer of that, and I follow him and Jenna Cha, the artist. I love The Sickness. I got all 5 of those. Yule has hooked me up with several of those issues because because they don't order enough, and I didn't put it on my pull list. I'm going to put season 2, part 2, volume 2 on my pull list so I don't miss that at all next time. It's just grotesque, horror, quirky. It's like I call it. It's very David Lynch. You're asking for a string and corkboard timelines from a company that could regularly forget characters' names. Exactly. I'm asking for I'm asking for like some mid-level competency. Was this comic decent? The Inquisitors. I like the Inquisitors as a concept, and some of them I own from the Kenobi show, the Riva 1/6, and the Grand Inquisitor, as well as the Purge Trooper Mark II. In a word, no, I didn't. No, it's not a good book. I didn't feel that. Yeah, at least we got to see like old Delta and Eta fighters versus TIE fighters in a way, but yeah, so you just have like, a Jedi errant knight helping, doing his thing. There you go. Venom 35, setting up for the Venom War. That's it. That's all this is. Yeah. It's not my book. It bores me. Let's see. We have Werewolf by Night one shot. The Blood Hunt. This is like written by Jason Liu. He's getting the Dazzler book on the new X-Men coming out. Was this any good? It was okay. Just like some teenager horror story set in some kind of abandoned, amusement park. It's very stock in a horror movie or even like an episode of Scooby-Doo. I saw it was 20. It looked like 20 issues from LeagueOfComicGeeks.com, but that could blow up at any second now, and that's only for the first month of it. So that's just for September. So there'll be 20. Exactly. But who is Jake Gomez? He's not the werewolf that I know. I'll tell you that much. And yeah, hijinks ensue. We got magic, we got vampires, we got ghosts and possessions, and then we got werewolf. And I don't know. Then we got Wolverine Deep Cuts, #1 by Chris Claremont. This is pretty darn good. Edgar Salazar, And letters by Visual Calligraphy's Travis Langham. That's what VC, if you see like the letter, it says VC, that's Virtual Calligraphy. That's the company, VC. Yeah. Kind of like Comicraft was a company too. Like Richard Starking's Comicraft. And they're like the leaders in digital lettering. That's like, 20 years now. And this is a really over-the-top, great fight between Sabretooth and Wolverine. Like look at that. That's a hand-drawn onomatopoeia right there. The artist drew that. That's so smooth and consistent with the panel and what's been laid down in front of us. It doesn't pop out like a sore thumb. It's just, it's part of it. Look at that slash. That's so awesome. It was a really decent issue. And then we have the X-Men Blood Hunt Psylocke one-shot, written by Steve Fox. This was pretty decent. I mean, I figured out, my struggles with the color purple when it comes to these comic books. The color is called Everqueer. And I hate saying that because it sounds like I'm making fun of like gay people, but I'm really not. I'm just more of like, because that color is like everywhere, and it's always associated with like LGBTQ things, And here we go. Yeah, purple everywhere, Everqueer. Yeah, so that's the name of the color. And it's this is Psylocke, Quanon, and they're in Japan fighting vampires. That's that. It's a one-shot. That's that, yeah. And that's it for Marvel magazines this week. Oops. Oh, boy. Hey, weren't you supposed to... Pika, you know that you would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I were to say to you, Pika, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby. Light my fire. I've read 10 DC comics this week. Absolute Power #1 was pretty darn good. The Dan Mora art, of course, is tip-top. But Mark Waid knows how to write a good superhero story. You enter it. You don't have to know anything, really. And that's the best part of it. Like, all the lead-up stuff is fun, and it's good for the collector. It's good for the fan, but it's also superfluous. It's unnecessary. And it was darn good. I mean, it impressed me. I like being impressed. I like being surprised. Let's see if am I able to pull this up today? I hope so. Let's see if I can present. Share screen. Share window. Here we are. Awesome. Let's look at some comic books. First page. It's Absolute Power. We have a Dan Mora cover. That's your wraparound cover, your A cover. Now, okay, taking a quick break here to tell you about this advertisement. Action Comics 1067. It's written by Gail Simone, sure, but we have art by Eddie Barrows, who did this here. I just want you to I want to appreciate this art. Look at you see the lines on his blazer here and on the cuff of his blazer and on the cuff of his shirt. That's called hatching. And then the other lines that run parallel to it, that run cross, that's called cross hatching. Those give texture, then give shadowing. And so I love Eddie Barrows' art. I really do. And I just think this is a really, really good piece. This is a good picture of Superman. So really, and then you have all the digital embellishments, sure. But seriously, oh, wow. I can't get, I mean, look at his hand. Look at his hand. Just like, look at all that, you know, that's wonderful. That's art. None of those foolish digital screen tone dots or anything. This is just pure, just drawing. Good stuff. And speaking of screen tone effects, see? Ugh. Jeez. But, you know, look at that. Wonderful art. And look, hand-drawn onomatopoeia right there on those blams. This guy goes nuts. It's Dan Moore. Dan Moore's colorist goes nuts. Those screen tones. Oh, gosh. The planet Earth has long been home to individuals with powers and abilities beyond those of normal humankind. These so-called metahumans touch all corners of society, some using their gifts to better the world, others seeking only chaos and destruction. Over the years, some humans have sought to rein in this immense power, to reassert humanity's destiny and control the fate of the planet Earth. And one woman has fought for this with more zeal than anyone alive, Amanda Waller. With the Justice League disbanded, for a year and a half now, and the two new allies by Waller's side, Failsafe and the Brainiac Queen, this trinity of evil stands poised to take the power back from the metahumans of Earth once and for all. Paul Kaminsky's the editor. We have Animal Man and Animal Girl, his daughter, Maxine Baker, and lots of screen tone dots. Lots of screen tone dots. But it's Dan Moore art. What do you expect, you know? And Animal Man gets hurt. And it's like this Amanda Waller is manipulating the media to lie to the world that the superheroes are turning evil in order to turn public opinion against the superheroes and authorize, to hunt them down and capture them. And she's also found a way on how to take away their powers. So Superman's powerless, Wonder Woman's powerless, and they've given their powers to Amazo robots. So it's like, yeah. There you go. This is Batman 150. It's not that bad. We got two artists on this. Jorge Jimenez and one of my favorites, Dennis Cowan. Unfortunately, the Dennis Cowan artwork is really kind of, with the digital embellishments, it kind of takes away from it, in my humble opinion. But this is Dennis Cowan work. I mean, I love his line work. Dennis Cowan drew one of my all-time favorite Batman stories, 1989's Blind Justice. It was Detective Comics 598, 599, and 600. And it's the first appearance of Henri Ducard, one of the first, one of Batman's mentors. But look at the screen tone, just like on the guy's face, and just, I mean, was that? I don't know. I just think it's all the dots, all that little shading dots. I mean, it's like, is that necessary? It just sucks me out of it. So this guy here, there was a story where, like, hey, Batman got kicked out of the mansion. Vandal Savage had bought Wayne Manor, and it's no longer Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne lost all his money. That's the whole point of, like, him, like, the Zdarsky run. It's, taking his, like, one of his sources of power away, his money. Because, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like, yeah, it's not a virtue anymore. No. But we got some Jorge Jimenez art in here too. But this 2-bit criminal, this guy here, the beer in his hand, he busts into Wayne Manor, and he finds the Batcave, and he finds like some bat gear, and he's like I know who Batman is, and so what he's doing here is like, let's get rich, let's sell. I know who Batman is, and I'm going to sell this to the right person. Little does he know that now he is on a hit list, because and then Batman ultimately protects him. And Batman has a long history of helping henchmen. It really does. I don't have any problems with this book. I really don't. It's quite grounded. It's quite street level. It's after all the falling to Earth from orbit and the multiverse, the Magical Mystery Multiverse Tour, and Zur-Anar and Failsafe, and just, this is grounded. This is street level. This is a pretty decent, I think it's a pretty competent, decent Batman story. And then we switch artists back to Jorge Jimenez. And I love this Dennis Cowan work. I don't know why. I mean, because, and look at all that screen tone shit, man. That's a digital filter. I don't know. It's such a distraction. I sound like a broken record. But yeah, I was watching Wes and Drew just completely rip this book apart, and I'm like, oh man, Bird to Prey 11 by our friend Kelly Thompson. This ain't great. I don't like it. But it's not made for me. And yep, look at that. All that screen dot variant. There you go. There's more dots. We have to just put dots on it. It needs to be colored in purple, and it needs dots. Oh man. Vixen's lost her powers. And they're in some kind of pocket dimension. John Constantine seems to be the only guy in this book right now. Like I said, it's not made for me. And are we going to be shipping Black Canary and Vixen? Maybe, because canonically now, after T. Franklin had her way with her, Vixen is bisexual. I don't care. I don't have any problems with that. But I think that, will Dinah leave Ollie again, especially with Ollie being on Team Waller? Whether or not he's the inside man and the triple agent, Waller sees that coming a mile away. So I think that, like what she did with Scarlet, and Jinx, she's doing over here with Black Canary and Vixen. Thank you, Dwayne. That color is GD nauseous. It really is. And it's just like, it doesn't do anything for me, man. Here's a decent book that's wrapping up in 2 more issues. This is Jeff Johns' Swan Song at DC Comics. It's the Justice Society of America. What's the future of this book? Will it go to an issue 13? Who will get this book? Even if I think they're just going to wrap it up and say screw it. Yeah, so we've got, Ruby Sokoff, the Red Lantern, the daughter of the Golden Age Red Lantern. That's Salem. That's Dr. Fate's teen sidekick who was lost in time. And there's Huntress, The only skin she's showing is her fingertips and what her mask is. And that's like, okay, cool. And that's Legionnaire. He's from the future, and it's actually Mardru, who's evil. So one of the big things is like reformed bad guys. Now, one of the worst parts about this book, I think, like, when did Solomon Grundy learn how to say anything else than his poem? You know, I don't know, but I love this. Jeff Johns bringing in the Legion of Superheroes, the real Legion of Superheroes. This is the Legion of Superheroes that he brought back for the Lightning Saga and for Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. But 15 years ago, maybe between 15 and 20 years ago now. Gee, that long? Wow. But yeah, that's that. That's my original Legion. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry for your loss. Oh. I heard that they cut that Krypton book from 12 to 8. And I fully expect them to canon at 12. Really? Yeah, Robert Venditti or Jeremy Atwood, they would be great. But I mean, it's not going to be Tim Sheridan. Hey, I don't think he'll be working at DC anytime soon. That's great. Because they had some plans for Justice Society. They were going to do like Young Justice Society. That would have been cool. This is the one that we were talking about. This was supposed to have been 12 issues. And I heard that it got cut down to 8. So this is the penultimate issue. And it's going to wrap up next issue. It's Joe Casey, Dan McDade, Neil before Zod. 7 of 8. Still got the Dawn of DC trade dress, you can see. Let me take my bloody... Get your head out of the way. See? Dawn of DC. He is the captain now. And the art's okay. I mean, it's not the best, but I do like the last page. It's Sinestro. And he's a Red Lantern now, huh? It all gets wrapped up next issue. Hilarity ensues. My Adventure with Superman. Hey, look. Everqueer. The color that everyone... And in Multiverse, where Lois Lane is half Korean, Jimmy Olsen's, of course, African-American, and everything's purple. It's Josie Campbell. This ain't that bad. As a Superman story kind of goes, it's not that bad. And it's just not that good either. We got Poison Ivy 24, and I've been really rooting for this book, even with all of its digital stuff. It wraps up the ongoing storyline and, the death and rebirth of plants and the cycle of life. And a new chapter begins. That's it. This has been a decent... G. Willow Wilson's been doing a decent job on this book. And I'll tell everyone, go read this. I'm liking it. We've got Shazam. Speaking of Josie Campbell, this is a terrible book. I'm sorry. And I love Captain Marvel. I love Shazam. And it's still got the Dawn of DC trade dress. Then this book's a hot mess. Where in the world is Billy Batson? Yep. Because Billy and the Captain are now separate or something? And Freddy doesn't have his powers anymore because he's not Captain Marvel Jr. anymore. And they don't call him CM3. They call him King Marvel. They don't call him because he's not an Elvis kind of like, he doesn't do the Elvis thing anymore. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Oh God, that terrible. Like, you know, like, oh gosh, just fucking scribble something out with your hand. Something, you know. Ah, God, down with bad art, please. For $2.99, 29 pages of story art and covers. We have Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, which is interesting because previous issues, Batman totally looks like the Hanna-Barbera Alex Toth version. And then this issue here, it's the art design goes into a different direction. It goes into the Bruce Timm design, because you can see it in Scarecrow and you can see it in Batman. And then this is actually pretty funny too. I mean, now the Scoobies, they look Hanna-Barbera quality. They don't get Timm-versed. They stay the same, which is nice. And the whole thing is that Scarecrow's fear toxin doesn't work on Scooby and Shaggy because they are the most scared people in the entire world to begin with. And so they were able to be immune to the Scarecrow's fear toxin. Brilliant, I say. And then we'll wrap it up with an issue of a book that I passed on again. And I'm going to pick this up too. Legendary artist Jose Luis Garcia Lopez wrote the Style Bible in 1982. These pages, this art, and this was used for years as kind of like, this is like, I have this Green Lantern on a magnet that's on my fridge. Like, these are that's the Superman logo. This is DC licensing, okay? And here we go. Yeah, the Jerry Ordway book. That was amazing. Yeah. I liked it when Ordway put Mary Marvel in white. I like the white look for I like her white costume. I really do. They're coming out with a hardcover of the never before published Jose Luis Garcia Lopez 1982 Style Guide. I'm all over that. And exactly, Black Spiders, you nailed it. He's up there with the greatest. He's up there with Perez. He's up there with Alex Toth. He just defines the Bronze Age aesthetic for me, for DC Comics and DC heroes. Like, this was, I hope this guy made lots and lots of loot because of his marketing. I mean, because of the licensing and everything, But we have Junie Ba's Boy Wonder, 4 issues, Black Label. I like that. See, at least Junie Ba, again, he's doing hand-drawn onomatopoeia. That is the artist drawing that in there, and it's cohesive with the rest of the image. Damian Wayne makes a mistake on patrol one night. He kills a henchman, and Batman's very cross with him, and so he's got to go through this gauntlet of yeah, right. You got me there, Ronnie. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Ronnie G. Please try the veal. Tip your bartenders. Yeah, Powers of Shazam is amazing. I would love to get it. Yeah, me too. It brings Black Adam being a bad guy. I love that. Geez, So he hung out with Nightwing. He's hung out with Jason Todd. Now he's hanging out with Tim Drake in the Red Robin suit here, which would be the post-Infinite Crisis Red Robin suit, right? This is the Red Robin suit that Jason Todd got from the Batman of Earth 50, one during Countdown to Final Crisis. And so Tim wears this after Final Crisis, but not too long, because then comes the New 52 shortly after that, just like 3 years after that, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I just I got the first issue of this, and it wasn't that good. I mean, it was good, but like the second issue, kind of, I was on the fence with. I didn't pick it up again. I didn't. Yeah, and those are our 39 comic books that we read this week. Thank you very much, and welcome. It's time to play What's in the Bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag? What's in the bag, man? What's in the bag? We have funny books. I spent probably $20 this week at my local comic book shop on 5 different floppies. What did I get? Well, I got the unique formatted Last Mermaid number 5 of 6. And like I said, you know, it's pretty darn good. I like it. Bear Pirate Viking Queen 3 of 3. Like I said, this looks like Vertigo stuff. Okay, this, you know, really happy with this book. It's out there, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A, Scarlet, issue 2. Not a bathroom code. Don't use it as toilet paper. Whew. Is it bedtime yet? I'm tired. Local Man number 11 on my pull list. It's a flip book. That's like one of the best parts of this book is because it really uses the floppy. I could have sent it to Oxfam America. You know, a young person in sub-Saharan Africa could have had a meal. Just think of what you could have done with that money. But Local Man, you flip it over, and you have a tale. The flashback is at the back of the book, so this is set back in the way ago. And Crossjack is part of Third Generation, and then it's really cool because it's over the top, it's funny, it's like set in that Image era, and then you flip it over, and now he's not Crossjack anymore. He's Local Man, and he has to live in his parents' basement. And and it's quirky because his little hometown is just full of secrets and lies and superhero hijinks. I agree. Hey, Gray, how are you? Yes, I am monetized. Only for for ads. I mean, I didn't do any super chats or memberships. I don't know what to do with that, to be honest with you. Hey, good to see you, Gray. How are you? The sun must be rising in the land of the rising sun. I'll tell you that much. And the last but not least, issue 7 of 8, Kneel Before Zod. Yul Carter said a lot of good things about this book on his show last Tuesday. And also like that, not only is it getting cut short by 4 issues, that something like this, it probably won't get collected into a trade paperback. And so this is the only chance you're probably ever going to get this story. Is right now with these floppies. And I like the book. I think the art is a little rushed. Some of the art, some of the choices that, you know, are a little rough, you know. So like there's like, you know, like look at this, look, like we've got 9-panel grids, which are fine, you know. But look at, like, you know, what's up with Zod's face right there? It's not like he's hidden in shadow completely, and it's not really respecting the light source, you know. And this happens a few times. Like over here, like, but at least we know that the light source is behind her with the emerald eye, you know, that's obscuring her face. But that's like, I'm like, yeah. But Zod's as brutal as ever. And like I said, I love that last page. I love Sinestro. He's a good bad guy. And that's that for comic books this week. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, I think I've earned $17 altogether. They don't pay you out unless it's $100 until so it's, I mean, it was just the goal, 1,000 subs, 4,000 hours. Or was it? It's 1,000 subs and 4,000. Yeah. And I did it. With your help. This is my pull list. It's my phone numbers on my top there. How many things are on my pull list? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 20 books on here. I'm a little concerned because I sent them email to take Ultimate X-Men and Wolverine off of my pull list. And they're still on this thing, but they've added everything I've added, such as Flash Gordon when it comes out. They need to add G.I. Joe Skybound as well, but that's not even solicited yet, so I can see. And like Nemesis, Rogues Gallery, Rook Exodus I put Sacrificers on here. Ultimate Spider-Man, Superman, Transformers, Local Man, John Constantine, Dead in America, Incredible Hulk, Green Lantern, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, and Duke, but that's already done. Cobra Commander, but that's already done. And yeah, exactly. I mean, so it's like, you never know. Like, I'm still of the opinion that like creators like us, we're literally like one breakthrough video away from hitting that mark, to getting that traction, and to getting those views. That one breakthrough video that's gonna like drive people to the channel. I feel that. All right. So, you read any good news this week? Oh boy, let's share a screen. This is Don Bees. He's a filmmaker, and he was one of the special effects guys during 1997's Star Wars special editions. So he suited up as Boba Fett so they can film some pickup shots of Boba Fett and Jabba's palace, like talking to like the girls in the club. And there's a so he's got these glasses, and he's a bald guy. He's wearing glasses, and he's got this mustache. He looks like an average dude. And I made a T-shirt a while ago, but yeah, this is Don Bees. He's got his he's got his helmet off, so he's got glasses, mustache, and talking to the girls. Set photo, but this is reality in that sci-fi font. I know, huh? I like that. It's my sense of humor. Let's see. Get my bearings real quick. Got so many windows open. Anyone watching The Boys on Amazon? I gave up on that after season 2. There we go. I shared this tab instead. My own line of classic Lucas t-shirts. I had these t-shirts made with a t-shirt maker. Isn't this so appropriate? It's in the Disney font. I lost the Star Wars. There it is. I'm wearing it right now. Star Wars veteran. And safe space, because that's what Disney's making. I heard Amanda Stenberg, star of The Acolyte, one of the pressers, and she's like, yeah, well, we're making Star Wars a safe space for black nerds. And I'm like, wow, that's how they all think. That's how that's modernity. That's young people. They're like, whoa, wow, that's an unsafe space because it wasn't so welcoming in the past. Because the past is a bad place, and you could just look at the show itself, and it's just not diverse enough. And I'm like, dude, they shot the fucking shit in England at Elstree Studios. Those are the extras that were around there. That was the level of diversity that was. You can't win these arguments because it's like there is no winning. There's just fucking it's just obnoxious, and it's like, oh my god, look, the past didn't have running water either. Oh my gosh. Insufferable, unlikable. Likability goes a long way if you're trying to convince someone to be on your side. I really feel that. And then came this. Collider. They got what they wanted. Churn, traction, metrics. How many times has this article gotten clicked? How much ad revenue has this article got from this little ad in the corner that's running? I've never read Collider. I didn't watch any of it. I know that my friend Robert Meyer Burnett and his friend John Campia did a lot of work with Collider. I'm pretty sure that Collider, Robert Meyer Burnett got canceled and fired from Collider because his friends turned on him too and helped him with that. And he's very forgiving. He's forgiving, and he's like, I love Robert Meyer Burnett. I wonder what he thinks about this. But Star Wars' biggest problem is the fans. This is by Cameron Barnett. It was published 4 days ago. And this has gotten so much traction on X Twitter that, I just want to say something about this level of kind of pseudo journalism. This isn't journalism. This isn't an art. This is an opinion. This is an opinion piece. This because it's clearly just this is yellow journalism. Yellow journalism is about sensationalizing something and blowing things out of proportion for this effect. Yeah, pronoun trouble. I don't make fun of kids and their pronouns. I'll say that much. I'm not. You can do. I'm not telling you how to think or feel. Trust me, guys and gals, and anyone else in between in the grand spectrum of humanity on this planet Earth and beyond. Yeah, I mean, I believe in science fiction. I believe that we're in the future. I believe that these are really, think of them as new humans, and they're a new species of humans, and yeah, strange alien life forms. Seriously. In a way, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm all about, I can respect the individual. I don't like the fucking, the stupid power dynamic thing or the Marxism, the Marxist, the whole Marxist thing is oppressor oppressed. So if you don't accept my pronouns, you are oppressing me. No, I'm not accepting your pronouns because you're acting like an asshole. New humans, yes, black spiders. Why not? I'm a sci-fi fan. I mean, they're like a new life form. You gotta be. And listen, and honestly, the most vocal and attention-seeking people are usually the wackadoos, or in any kind of, in any part of it, anyone's tribe. I mean, there are more typical people that just want to live life. I think, honestly, the big thing about normalization is this. I think that these gay people want to get rid of the closet. There's no reason to have a closet anymore. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And But here we go. This young person, their name, because they go by they, them. Gosh, I mean, seriously, hey, what are you, royalty? I don't bend a knee. I'm an American. We don't have kings here. Oh, you know what I mean? You're a royal pain. But royalty uses the royal plural like that. But let's open a link. This is what I'm going to tell you to do every time you see one of these clickbaity and really awful articles, you gotta do this. You gotta go to the author, and there's the link here, and here we are. That's Cameron Barnett, contributor. Their expertise is Star Wars, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Their qualifications: sci-fi, fantasy, animated movies, and TV. And Cameron Barnett is a freelance features writer who regularly shares their thoughts about popular movies. They earned a BA in English and in creative writing from the University of Iowa, where they their Star Wars was Clone Wars. Cameron has been writing features for Collider since May of 2024. But here's what to do. Highlight their name, right-click it, hit search Google. I'm going to share this tab now. I just Googled them. All right. And here's the LinkedIn page. This is what you do. Go to their LinkedIn page. All of them. I'm doing this all the time now. Student at the University of Iowa. And I thought I saw more on this last time I went. Here we are. University of Iowa, graduated 2023. They went to Northeastern here in Boston for 2 years and transferred to the University of Iowa. They graduated English and creative writing. And so this is a young person. This person is probably, less than 25 years old. And they don't have a birth date on here, But, do yourself a favor when you see any of these like yellow journalistic articles, just right-click the writer and then use that. Google, look at their LinkedIn, see where they went to college, see when they graduated college, see what they majored in. It's a good lens to be like, how seriously can you take this? People have gotten so upset about this, and because this is like Star Wars projects have been facing relentless online hate and criticism, impacting performers and creators. Modern Star Wars projects have expanded the universe with diverse representation, but also weather backlash in the process. The future of Star Wars should be focused on representation and inclusivity, overcoming toxic elements in the fandom. This is a fucking article? No. This is a fucking opinion piece written by a young person with their head full of postmodern academic Marxist critical theories. Normal people, typical people don't think like this. Your customer base doesn't think like this. Using Star Wars as a learning tool to push modernity, postmodernity, and Marxist bullshit of oppressor-oppressee kind of shit. Oh my fucking Lord. The internet has never made it easy for people. The internet has never made it easy for people to speak their minds. Convenience of digital connection aside, there's always been online trolls and toxic comments and ready to pounce, blah, blah, blah. And Acolyte bringing up the unacceptable abuse that Star Wars prequel actors like Ahmed Best received from fans in the late 90s and early 2000s has been well documented. No, see, that's bullshit. That's gaslighting, literal gaslighting. It's not the author's fault that this got printed. This is the fucking editor's fault. And this is yellow journalism. This is doing its exact intended thing. It's to get people angry, it's to get people's attention, and it's to get clicks. And it fucking worked. All right. And the bad actors spreading them are clearly spinning controversy out of nothing. I mean, the original Star Wars movies were a product of a different time. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. So wasn't fucking Bonnie and Clyde in Chinatown. So wasn't fucking From Here to Eternity. So wasn't the Universal Dracula and Frankenstein movies. I mean, you went to college to be that fucking obvious? I'm sorry. I work for a university. I like college kids. Needy activists. Yeah. Thank you. And unfortunately, this mindset reliance on the original trilogy's outdated aesthetics severely limits the understanding of what a Star Wars story can be. You're playing make-believe with the make-believe. I mean, seriously, it's shit-stirring, right? And it's worked. Modern Star Wars products have expanded the universe while battling online hate. Oh my gosh. And just the future of Star Wars should be focused on representation and inclusivity, not Star Wars storytelling in Star Wars universe. And I just, I mean, oh gosh, make it stop. Make it stop. How do I make it stop? What is Collider? You know what? I'm going to read this from, you guessed it, the Wiki, because I love to read from wikis. Collider is an online entertainment publication with a focus on the film industry and television series. Collider is owned by Valnet, which also owns Comic Book Resources, Screen Rant. Fucking Screen Rant. As of 2024 July, Collider's YouTube channel has 619,000 subscribers. And they've got a whole bunch of different shows. It was founded in 2005 by Steen Weintraub, who sold his company to Complex Media in 2015. And Valnet bought from Complex in 2020. And but yeah, I mean, this is like that, and so there you go. That's a great. Ooh, what's this? Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon are the inspiration for Star Wars. Dwayne, I was watching some Flash Gordon earlier today, man. It's funny that you mentioned that. Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe from 1940 with Buster Crabbe. There's like a 4-hour edit of it on YouTube for free. It's really fun. I was watching because that's where the genesis of Star Wars does come from. Serials and melodrama and those segues, like the screen wipe segues and everything. I was just like, wow, here it is. Here is the DNA of Star Wars. I was so happy. I watched 3 episodes of that this morning. And to see also, I mean, if you think about the Sam Jones Max von Sydow movie of 1981, like that's all there too. It was wonderful, wonderful. Don't forget Dune. Don't forget Dune. That's right. If you're getting tied up, I hope you didn't get any rope burns. That's right. DJ Ronnie G. But yeah, so look at your source. Who is saying this? What's their platform? It's fucking Collider. I mean, let's see. Anything else? Did I have any other? Because I've been fighting with people for days over this on Twitter. Like I said, like the unacceptable abuse, like Collider, this is gaslighting. Who is Cameron Barnett's editor? The writer cannot be held accountable for this. Like, again, I ask, is this an opinion piece? And why isn't it listed as an op-ed? Aren't you a magazine? You don't know how to properly label your features? The original Star Wars movies were a product of a different time. Yeah, exactly what I just said. So is The Sound of Music and Chinatown and Bonnie and Clyde. Is this an opinion piece? I mean, because it's definitely not this is not journalistic story, is who, what, where, when, how, why. Well, in its own way, it kind of is, sure, but through the yellow journalism lens. Oh boy, and the world turns, and so it goes. And we're gonna wrap it up there because I am exhausted. I'm really tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Spent too much time looking down the barrel of a 16-ounce ice cold Miller Lite. They were just so cold and tasty. One went down after the other in succession. Don't be afraid to go out and register to vote and vote in the elections. Whoever you want to vote for, don't let me tell you to vote for. Vote whoever you want to vote for. Don't tell anyone who you voted for either. Who gives a shit? I mean, it's none of their business. And but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm really tired. I lost a lot of steam. I'm sorry. But thank you all so very much for tuning in today and hanging out and talking some comic books with us and talking some Star Wars and some fandom outrage. Yeah, here it goes again. Blame the fans. Blame the fans. It's the old stinky fans. They want to replace you. Sure. I have in my mind, I can compartmentalize it. Lucas canon ended in 2012 and it's closed. They can't hurt canon. So I think it's almost sometimes it's a little ridiculous to be like, oh, they're trying to hurt canon. They're like how can they can't. They made a photocopy of real Star Wars. They blew it up. They gave it to their kids and their crayons, and that's exactly what they did. They're just drawing all over it and being like, "Oh," and here go the girls. Like, "Oh, that's these relationships and they're shipping. Yaysies." Well, I mean, this is you made it a princess brand. There you go. Lucas Star Wars was definitely a boys brand, made for boys, made for action adventure. And made for girls too, yeah. But now with this female focus, just there you go. You get, I don't know. I just, oh boy. But I also wanted to say this too about it. To be fair, let's see. Like Disney Star Wars, love it or hate it. Disney Star Wars fans typically are an oversensitive bunch, akin to hothouse flowers. They act if we're trying to take away their toys and ruin their thing here. Because that's exactly what they did to the old fans. But hey, enjoy what you want to like. But to be fair, it's no use for classic Lucas Star Wars fans to get upset every time Disney breaks lore or gets something wrong or makes something too brown or gay. You literally sound like a bigot when you do that, and you give them the oppressor they need you to be. Lucas canon is closed. No, I don't think so, Black Spider. They already ruined Luke. They made Luke into an allegorical sexual abuser. He comes into his nephew's unbidden, unwelcome. He sneaks into Ben Solo's tent in the middle of the night, staring at him with his male gaze. And then he whips out his phallic lightsaber in order to do some damage to him. You know what I mean? And Luke ends up single, alone, angry, and moody. I seriously, they really, they destroyed Luke Skywalker. They made him into a loser. Same with Han Solo. He was a deadbeat dad. He didn't have anything. He didn't have any security. He didn't have a nice, future to look forward to. He didn't have any family. He's divorced. His son hates him. You know what I mean? He was a loser. Look at Lando Calrissian. He's in the middle of a fucking desert, you know what I mean, doing undercover. He's an elderly man. Why isn't he like the administrator of some fine facility somewhere? Maxing and relaxing, in opulence, enjoying his golden years. No, he was a loser too, with no family, and also he was pretty creepy with Jana, the stormtrooper at the end there. You know, it wasn't that creepy, but it was a little like in the book. It was hinted at because his daughter was kidnapped at an early age by the First Order. So it was hinted that Jana, the stormtrooper, was in fact Lando's missing daughter. And it's like the will of the Force that brought back this family. And then you have Poe Dameron. You know, he gives up all hope in the last battle until he gets on your left, straight out of ripoff of Avengers Endgame. And he doesn't get kissed by the girl. Yeah, Zori Bliss, his ex-girlfriend there. You know, Kerry Russell. He's a loser. Look at Finn. He didn't get the girl either Rey or Jana. He didn't even get his story completed, like as he should have. He was a loser. He didn't. I don't know how to say he was a loser, but he definitely didn't get like any treat. You know, what was in it for him? Look at Ben Solo. Look at Kylo Ren, an over emotional, emo kid with temper tantrums. And who he got that kiss with Rey and Rise of Skywalker. I read the fucking novelization. It was a kiss of friendship. That's what it was. That was like written right there in the book. There's nothing romantic in that. And he dies without having any, Snap Wexley. He was the heavyset X-wing pilot in Black Squadron. His girlfriend was Jessica Huntwick. Her name was Jess Pava. She was in Force Awakens. She was part of Black Squadron, another X-wing pilot. Wedge Antilles, Wedge from the Star Wars trilogy, Luke's wingman, Rogue Squadron Wedge. That he was in the Tantive 4. You know what I mean? He was Snap Wexley's stepfather canonically. Nobody mourned Snap Wexley. He dies in the Battle of Exegol. Nothing. No mention of his girlfriend. Unmourned. You didn't have you had one kiss beside, you had the same sex kiss with Commander Darcy and her girlfriend. That was edited out for Singapore and Yemen in the Middle East. Seriously, I mean, just like none of the men were done right in the sequel trilogy. Think about it. I mean, just like what happened? What went wrong? Well, Disney happened. And so I can respect that my Star Wars is different than their Star Wars. My Star Wars is a closed circuit. It's a closed story. It's imperturbable. It can't be harmed. Regardless of how much you say, oh, this breaks canon, this breaks canon. Oh, Kyle Mundy's not even supposed to be here today. I mean, I'm not trying to, belittle anyone's opinions. It's just a hot take, and don't burn your hands for holding on to my hot take too tightly. It's just that you're tilting at a windmill if you're going to be talking about breaking lore and canon with these people. They don't care. They actually want you to be riled up. They hate you. They get their jollies off of you. Don't you realize that? It's a trap. It's bait. You're playing into it. Don't be a sucker. Have some more self-respect. Be a better Star Wars fan than that. Don't take their bullshit and don't play their game. Seriously. They hate you. They want to replace you. They seriously do. It's a postmodern academic, Marxist that want to, in real life, that want to pull down statues and want to rewrite history books. These same people, they don't give a shit about your canon, our canon, the lore. They don't. It's there for them to replace with their history in order to support their ideology. There we go. All right. Thank you so very much. Please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're still a growing channel. We'd love for you to stick around with us. Program note, there are some changes coming up to the show in the future. The Wednesday show will be going away. I'm sorry. I have to worry about my work-life balance. Things come up, and I'm going to consolidate the preview show as a part. Like, I'm going to do it 20 minutes. And I'll set a timer, 20 minutes, and I have a timer. Let's put that on for 20 minutes, and we'll do previews for 20 minutes of this week's. Turkey's done. And that's that. But thank you so very much for tuning in today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you on Wednesday with the preview show, probably our last Wednesday preview show live stream. I'm getting back to work soon, and it's just that, it's just work-life balance is important to you. Making content, don't be half-assed about it. Put your whole effort into it. You know what I mean? I can't have my attention split and sort of, it's going to be better if I can just consolidate my effort and, we do one show a week. You know what I mean? I started off doing dailies. I know that's a lot of work, and you know what? But it built the channel, and this is a great place to hang out, and you guys make that happen. Seriously, thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see, and the force will be with you always. Thank you so much. You have a great day. We'll see you Wednesday, okay? It's Wednesday, 4 p.m. Tune in, okay? Cheers. Bye-bye. Aha. Thank you, Pika.